What's going on, guys? Climax Created here, back with another story time for you guys. I've been wanting to do this one for a while, so I figured, you know what, why not? This is the first video I want to put up in a couple weeks. I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I have posted a video. So I kind of just did this one just to ease us back into the swing of things. I'm also going to be coming out with the schedule, but I'm just going to go over that in a quick little update thing in a couple days. Because for those of you who don't know, I go to school still. I am a senior in high school this year, so school starts back up in like 4 or 5 days. So I just want to go over some stuff that we're going to do for the schedule during the school year. Alright, so let's get into the story. We have some Chivalry playing in the background. It was on sale this week for PlayStation 4, and it is fucking fun. So if you guys are in for a good time, I would try to see about this game. This game is awesome. But anyway, this is a story about 3 really shitty work injuries that have happened to me in the past year. So let's get into it. So I started working at the supermarket in September of last year. So it's going to be a year next month that I would have worked there. And I work in the grocery department, so I'm in charge of stocking all the stuff and putting it on the shelves, blocking up the shelves, making it look nice for you guys. So usually what I did was I would break down in the back room, which means that we get these huge trailers that come in to, to just give us the stuff that we need to put on the shelves. So, but it comes in big things that I gotta break down onto smaller things that are in the same aisle. So say in aisle 5 we have canned vegetables and rice and potatoes and stuff. So a big thing will come in, it'll be a mix of rice, canned vegetables, pasta sauce, cereal, and I gotta break it down into each separate aisle onto like little trucks or like carriages and stuff and wheel them out there. So let's get into one of the worst injuries I've had, and it actually left a scar on my middle finger, of all things. So my boss was pulling the trailer and stuff. He had like a big a jack, and he was pulling it out of the trailer. And what had happened was the guys who put the pallet together did not put the pallet together well at all. It was really shitty. And what had happened was the entire thing. Oh, I'm not even giving you any context. A pallet is one of the big things that we get our things on, that we get our stock on. So one of the pallets that he was pulling fell over completely. It was aisle 8. So for those of you who don't know, aisle 8, pickles, olives, salad dressing, so all things that can break just fell all in the trailer. So here I am, my boss calls me over, "Aaron, what are you doing?" I'm like, alright, here we go. So I head into the back, and I just see a mess. There's literally a mess everywhere. It smells like pickles and olives and just nastiness. I like pickles though. The smell of the pickles was pretty nice. So we get to the end, we clean everything up, put it all on stuff, and then we get to the final 3. We had 3 broken cases of pickles, and a case of pickles is what it is before it becomes the singular item. It's just a big case of it, like a big box of it, and it was all broken. So my boss decided that we could pick it up. It's going to be quick. We don't need to turn on the light or anything. So we were in pretty much almost total darkness. It was really hard to see. So I knew it was broken. I didn't know where the glass was, though. That was my thing. So, of course, here I go, picking up the glass. Da-da-da-da-da. So I put it in a box. So my boss goes, "Oh, well, there's a bigger one. Just switch these 2 out." So I take the little one out of the box to put the big one in. And when I went to grab the big one, my middle finger got sliced on a piece of glass. And I shit you not, it was literally the worst cut that I've ever gotten. I have one on my wrist from like a broken car antenna once, which I'm surprised I didn't get tetanus from, but that scarred up pretty good on my wrist. But this one, like, I still bump it the wrong way. It's been about, I don't know, maybe a month since it happened. So even though I still bump it the wrong way, it still kind of stings a little bit. So I'm going to ease you guys into that. So that's like one of the first ones, and it wasn't that bad, you know. It could have been a lot worse. So now let's get into something that was a little more embarrassing to myself. So I was back in aisle 8, pickles, olives. And we also have vinegar in aisle 8, so apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I was stocking the balsamic vinegar at the time. So now I have a big case of balsamic vinegar, super heavy duty. And I'm just walking along doing my thing. So now I hold it in one hand, And these next two stories are going to be a lot of me just losing my balance with a lot of stuff. So I'm holding this thing of balsamic vinegar in my hand, and I'm trying to balance it so that way I can reach other things with my other hand to move stuff out of the way to give me more room to put the balsamic vinegar on. And I'm going to go off track for a minute. I just realized that I'm telling the story, but as I'm telling the story, I'm kind of like moving my hands in emotion. I mean, I'm Italian. I speak with my hands, but I mean, this is a little absurd. No one can even see me. I'm just in my room by myself, just moving my hands around, telling my TV a story. Anyway, back on track. So I was moving it, and of course, my hand couldn't handle it anymore, and I lost my balance, and the whole case came crashing down, the entire box. So now I'm over here. I see balsamic vinegar leaking out of the sides, out of the top, out of the bottom. Balsamic vinegar is literally everywhere right now. So, protocol for where I work, you have to go and get somebody to guard the spill for you, so that way you can go and get the cleaning stuff and then clean it back up. So my buddy Brandon, which I'm going to try to get on the show sooner or later, he was walking into the aisle, and he saw me, and he was like, hey, do you need someone to guard the spill? So I was like, yeah, can you guard it for me while I get my stuff? So I went and got the cleaning stuff. I decided to mop it, and I was just mopping, doing my thing. So this is before I knew that what I had was, we had Speedy Dry. And what that is kind of like a powder, and you put it over liquid, and it just turns it into a solid magically, and you can just sweep it up. It's like with glass, instead of mopping the glass around and then sweeping up the glass, you could just sweep everything up. Makes it 10 times easier, but I didn't know that existed until that day. So, I was mopping, doing my thing, but I needed to get to the other side. And if you guys know me, I'm a jumper. I like to just get to where I need to go super quick, and I just jump just to get to where I need to. So I just needed to get to one side of it. There was a big spill, like a 3-foot spill, so I needed to get from one side of the spill to the other. And of course, I want to get there quick, so here I come. I'm like, I got this. It's just a little thing, just got to aim for that dry patch that's right there. Not hard at all. So here I go, I jump, and of course I land, and I slip right into the balsamic vinegar. Ugh. So what that did was, that hurt my back a good amount. I'm glad that I didn't like get any glass in my back, but oh man, I slammed my back so hard, and the back of my head slammed the floor too. So I got a huge headache from that afterwards. Luckily I didn't get a concussion, but oh, it was so bad. Not only that, Brandon saw it and started laughing at me. A customer saw it and was like, dude, are you okay? And of all things, I had balsamic vinegar all over my shirt, all over my uniform. So now when I walk over to people, they're just going to see a big brown shit stain on my shirt, and I'm just going to look super unprofessional, and I'm not a fan of that. And while this was all happening, one of the girls who was running like the front end, which is checkout and bagging, stuff like that, she was in charge there, so she came over to the aisle and was like, what did you spill? I'm like, I spilled balsamic vinegar, very sadly, I said it. And she's like, it smells like feet up in the front end. Is there any way we can like make this smell better? And I'm like, probably not, but it's not better for me. I'm literally in the aisle. Ugh. That was an adventure. Alright, and now it's time to get into the meat of the story, should I say. So this is probably the worst injury I've ever had in my entire life up to this point. 17 years of life, this is probably the worst one. So I was in the back breaking down again, and I was breaking down canned fruit, canned vegetables, and like pasta sauce on the like separate U-boats, which are like the little trucks that I was talking to you about. So I had smaller cases of canned fruit, 3 smaller cases of canned fruit on the U-boat, which is, like I said, the truck that we put the stuff on. And I had 2 bigger things of canned fruit in my right hand. So I figured, alright, I'm going to make a quick swap. I'm going to lift up the 3 canned fruit cases, slide the 2 big ones under it, take my hand out, and just drop it on there. That didn't go as planned at all. What had happened was, I lifted up the 3 things, put the 2 big cases in there, and of course, losing my balance again, I dropped the entire thing of canned fruit onto my index finger. You have no idea how bad that fucked me up. So, what had happened was, right then and there, I panicked. My finger hurt so bad, I thought I broke it. I was like, oh my god, this can't be happening right now. And my boss at the time, he was really a workaholic and needed to get everything done the time it needed to be done. So he didn't think anything of it. I told him, hey, can I go into the cooler real quick and just put something cold on my hand? So it was like frozen peas or something, and I could just put it on my finger real quick so I can reduce swelling until I get home where I can just chill out and put ice on it. So, oh jeez, hang on. Okay, we're good. So to reduce swelling and stuff. So he goes, yeah, sure, but just be back really quick. So I put like 5 minutes of frozen peas on there and went back to work, and that was a terrible decision. At this point in time, I couldn't bend my finger, so let's fast forward a month. So we fast forward a month, I'm in class and stuff, and I'm just doing my thing, trying to write down notes and stuff, and I noticed that my finger is turning a beautiful shade of blue. And not just my finger, the inside of my nail, so under my nail was turning a beautiful shade of blue. So I'm like, alright, that's just blood from underneath and a bruise and stuff. It'll go away in a couple days. Let's fast forward another month, shall we? So now we're in July, and my nail is completely black. There's like air pockets under it. There's like it's gross, guys. It's absolutely gross. So at that point, everyone was like, dude, what's up with your fingers? Dude, your finger looks gross. Don't touch me with that finger. That was George. George was the kind of guy where I would like walk up to my finger, like pointing at him, and he'd be like, get that away from me or else I'm gonna bite it off. So let's fast forward another month. Now the nail at the bottom is cracked. It's starting to lift from one side. In the front, you can, if you pulled like the skin down, you can see like through the nail. Which I really hope that a lot of you cringed right there, so that way you can all like feel what I felt that day. So now let's fast forward a couple weeks, and I'm hanging out at George's. The nail has grown out. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter what the word I'm looking for, but you know that the nail has grown out a lot. It's still on, but it's grown out. So now I'm hanging out at George's with a couple other friends, my buddy Viet and my friend Nick. I'm gonna try to get them on the show as well. And I was just hanging out with them, and they were on the trampoline outside at George's house. So I ran inside to grab my phone and grab my wallet. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So I went inside to grab my phone and my wallet. And as I was running down the stairs to the backyard, my finger hit the door just right where my nail went pop, and half my nail was just hanging off. And I kind of panicked, to be honest, but I tried to play my cool. I was like, oh geez, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen this suddenly. And now, this was the most painful thing ever. Half my nail, so the black was still on it, it popped off halfway, but half my nail was still healthy skin under it. So to put this in a little simpler for you guys, I had to pull half my nail out of its freaking, I don't know, for lack of a better term, out of its socket, out of the nail socket, let's say. So I was being a bitch about it at first completely. I was like slowly pulling it. And what had happened was I put my finger on it, and then George hit my hand, so I like pulled it, and oh, it started bleeding, and I was like, I can't do this. So I went to the bathroom, I pulled it off, I was a man, and I did it. And my nail has finally grown out. It's been a month since, and my nail is finally back to normal from that day. And those are 3 terrible work stories that have happened to me. Terrible work injuries, and I'm sure no one else would have been capable of that, of retaining those injuries, but myself. Climax player. Anyway, guys, that does it for me. Like the video if you enjoyed. It really helps me out. Subscribe to become a part of the Climax, and I'll talk to you handsome people later. Peace.